Welcome to Walk Coffee in the Clouds here at Waldorf Astoria. I'm here with the one and only Ryan Shear, managing partner of PMG, developer of our tower with Greatbrook. It's great to have you, Ryan.
Thank you, Diana. It's good to see you.
No, it's great to see you. We're super excited that you're here at Coffee in the Clouds with us.
Oh, excited as well.
Well, Ryan, there's been a lot of talk about the market and how hot the market is in South Florida. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your perspective of everything that's going on?
Sure. So, as you know, Miami is a boom and bust city. When it's boom, it's boom, and when it's bust, it's bust. And Miami's been cyclical for a long time. So, I've been through, this is my third cycle, 2006 to 2008 and into 2009. When the Brazilians came in 2013, and now it's 2021.
Imagine.
This one feels different, honestly, than the rest.
Right, this is no more the Brazilians, it's probably more a little bit of US.
Your market.
It's,
Right?
yeah,
It's
it's
our market.
mi gente. It's mi gente.
Tu gente.
Finally, it's your gente.
It's mi
huh?
gente. Yeah, it feels different, not just because the clients are different. I mean, historically, all of you have sold in Miami for decades. So, historically, it's a very South American, Central American driven market. This time, I think it's North American driven to an extent, right? We still see a lot of South American buyers and international buyers. But I think the biggest difference from this time to last time is last time the boom was a boom in terms of a rush. It came like a flood.
Right.
And there was always this impending feeling that it was going to stop at some point, right? It wasn't driven by job growth or companies moving. It was driven just by purely Miami real estate or an economy falling down in South America. This time it's different from the sense that it is driven by different economic factors, right? People are actually moving here to live here. Companies are moving employees here. And some of the biggest companies in the world are moving down here, from the Blackstones to the Goldman Sachses and so forth. So I don't think that we're in a boom and bust. That's typically what Miami experiences. I think we're just in a steady boom, which most, puts you in the different level of other global cities around the world, like London and Hong Kong, New York. New York, and we've developed in New York for 30 years. New York in the recession in 2009, it was down for 6 months. We were down here for a while, and other markets around the United States, but New York bounced right back because New York was a market that it's just got so much growth, so much depth to the market that it took a hit, but for a minute. So I think this time
It's our turn.
Yeah, I think we're like grown-ups now. That's what I think. I think we're like como niños back in the day, and now we're maturing into what would be deemed like a world-class city. So I think we're here for a while. Like, obviously, right now is phenomenal, and we're experiencing success as a lot of my other friends in the development community are. But I don't think this is going to fall off a cliff like we're used to. I think this is a nice steady growth that we're about to enter.
And everything's being concentrated in downtown, no? Everything is completely, all the major developers are being concentrated specifically right around Waldorf.
Yeah, true fact. The most money that's being spent in Miami right now, if you look at like a map of the entire city from Pinecrest all the way to Sunny Isles, if you will, the highest concentration of where development is happening is downtown. It's the core, going from 1st to 14th.
And that's an interesting point, because everybody wonders why you chose downtown Miami.
There's a couple of reasons. You want me to start with the emotional or the practical? Which?
Both, the emotional and the practical.
So emotionally, I'm a Miami kid, and downtown Miami is, it's the core of our city. And downtowns across the country all experienced growth at different time and went from some of the poorest real estate to some of the wealthiest real estate. Midtown New York is a very good example. Midtown New York was nothing 20, 30 years ago. Now Midtown New York is one of the hottest areas in New York. So Miami just hadn't had it. We've seen other areas built out, right? We've seen Brickell, Sunny Isles, Aventura, cities that didn't even exist back in the day. The downtown is the core. Not just from like the core, people think the core, but it's central to everything. That's why it's downtown. So emotionally, it's just a bet that we always wanted to take as a firm. Right. We just didn't know when. We bought this land in 2014.
So tell us a little bit more the history as to how did it evolve to become a Waldorf Astoria? Like from the moment you buy the land
Sure.
to everything else. Tell us.
Close your eyes and you just wish. You just go, give me a Waldorf.
That's simple.
Yeah, no, it's a process. For me personally, it was a first. We've built hotels, and I've been part of hotel building, but Waldorf is a brand. It's not just a hotel as people think about hotels. When you go seek a brand, the brand. To be fair to the other brands around the world, we did look at there are other 5-star brands around the world. There's Four Seasons, there's Shangri-La, there's Peninsula, there's Waldorf, but there's not a lot. People think that, everything's a 5-star. There's really less than 10 Five-star,
Five-star
yeah,
hotels.
truly in the world. And they change a little bit. Waldorf's been in that batch for a long time. Waldorf, for us, was the oldest of all the brands and been successful for the longest period of time. So when you think about like consistency and just rarity, right? Waldorf didn't exist in South Florida. There are a lot of Four Seasons. There's a lot of Ritzes. It just spoke to us. We just thought it was the best of the batch, and we interviewed everybody, and we got term sheets from a lot of players. But at the end of the day, we sat in a room, me and my partners, and we said, what speaks the best to you? Like, what do you think will sell the best? And Waldorf was, it's a 100-year-old brand. I mean, it's been going for I think about 100 years. The brand's been in existence.
Right.
The reasons we bought the land from a non-emotional stance is there's a certain strip or areas in Miami that's all determined by planes and FAA where you can build to 1,049 feet. Downtown only in this strip is one of those areas. There's other small pockets, but that was part of the business plan that coming from New York where we build super talls, we wanted to build a super tall in Miami. And for me, I wanted to build on this, this strip from like first, I'd say to 7th is like the postcard of Miami. Every time you see postcards of Miami, if it's not the beach, it's downtown, and this is the strip. And
it's the most important street of all of Miami. Biscayne Boulevard is the most important street
Absolutely.
of all of Miami.
Absolutely.
It will be the Fifth Avenue or the Park Avenue of the city.
In my opinion, it's the same.
Yeah.
It just hasn't got to that maturity level.
No.
So if you take a Waldorf and do the tallest, if you add it all up, you say tallest tower on the most
Unique.
important strip, and then you put the Waldorf in there, you come up with this, something that's really special. In my opinion on brands in general, and this isn't to knock on any other brand, is a brand to me is somebody that's been practicing servicing clients for a very long period of time. I know there's all types of brands from cars to watches to jewelry to everything. For us as a firm, we believe that a brand is just the art of practicing luxury, and that takes time and experience. And it's not about a big name or a glitz, something glitzy. It's about
Prestige.
It's about prestige. It's about understanding, when you look at the brand guidelines, they give us these books. They're this big, and they call them the Waldorf brand guidelines. They go into the detail of how to fold a napkin.